Let's get back to the four drive theory. Maybe by now you're getting sick of it. And yet I want to point out how critically important this can be in also understanding how you manage employee engagement. The four drive theory is a theory that explains human thriving, human survival, human behavior. Therefore, it must be able to say something about when we thrive at work, when we feel engaged at work. And yes, all the research points to confirming that four drive theory. We are engaged, people are engaged at work when they feel psychologically and physically safe. Duh. When they have friends at work. You remember the Gallup questionnaire. When they can achieve goals and have impact. The drive to acquire. When they do something they perceive to be meaningful, when they address the drive to comprehend. People are engaged when these drives are in balance, not one maximized at the expense of the other. At this point, current leadership oftentimes tries to get engagement going to addressing the drive to acquire through incentives. More incentives here, free food there, etc., etc. Rather than looking of how can we create a place where people like each other, they trust each other, create a community where people feel safe, where they have meaning and generate meaning. And meaningful conversations and meaningful relationships, meaningful work. But that's when people are getting engaged. For those that are with it and think a little bit in terms of the challenges that managers are facing, there's a huge opportunity there to create much more meaningful work by addressing the current global challenges, environmental sustainability challenges, and social sustainability challenges. That could be a huge resource for addressing the drive to comprehend, creating community for people that want to work together on these challenges. In fact, when you are able to do this, again, we find that these high-performing teams are able to capitalize on the four drive theory, knowingly or unknowingly. There are specific performance goals. People actually like to achieve them, especially when they're held accountable and when those goals are meaningful, when they have and serve a meaningful purpose. These high-performing teams work well when people communicate with each other, when they build trust, when people feel psychologically safe. I've said it before, I just repeat it again, because I think this is easily dismissed as too trivial. And yet I think it can be the core of managing the malaise of employee engagement. You create a workspace where people and teams are addressing the four drives in balance, when they have shared purpose, when they trust each other, when they can bring in the best of their skills and the resources, when they are psychologically and physically safe, they perform, they outperform, they thrive.